Hello, everyone, and welcome to my orientation for those of you that are taking Language Arts 7, Language Arts 8, Social Studies 7, which is Geography, or U.S. History 8, which is the Social Studies for 8th graders. My name is Mrs. Milky, and I will be your instructor this year. I look forward to a great year, but I think it's really important that I start you with some type of orientation, especially for those students that are brand new to me. My goal with this orientation is just to show you how to be most successful in my courses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the bulk of this orientation sharing my screen with you. And I'm just going to walk you through the most important parts of the things that you need to know to be successful. Like I said, I'm going to be sharing my screen. And I'm going to be showing you most likely Language Arts 8. Now, even though you might not be in Language Arts 8, you might be in Language Arts 7, you might be in my geography class, you might be in my U.S. history class, you might be in a couple of my classes. It doesn't really matter because I've written all of those courses and I write my courses all very similar. So no matter which course you have me for, just watching this orientation should help you with each one of those courses. So no need to watch the video more than once unless you need to. It's the same for all of my language arts and social studies courses. So give me just a second to share my screen with you, and then I will walk you through everything that you need to know. All right, I hope you can see my dashboard. And I have a lot of courses on my dashboard, and that's because I teach Language Arts 7 and 8, Social Studies 7 and 8, but I also teach some high school electives. So I have a lot more courses listed here than what you will typically see on your dashboard. You might have 4, maybe 5 courses showing. So like I said, we're going to use Language Arts 8 as our model course, but all of them are very similar. It just happens to be the one in the upper left-hand corner. So to get into a course, whatever course you want to work in, you simply click on the course from your dashboard. And that will take you to what is called my home page. Now you can see there that the course overview button is right here, and that's the video you're watching right now. So right now, as I'm making the video, there is no link there, but that link will be live for the rest of the semester. That's a picture of me there and all of my information. As you can see, on Mondays, I go out to the school office. So if you need me on a Monday, you're going to use that phone number. But the rest of the week, I work from home. So I'm in my home office the rest of the week. Students, you should use the Canvas email, which I will go through in a little while, to contact me. Whereas parents are going to probably want to use their family email, their family school email that was given to them by the school. And I do have my email address listed there for you. We do have study hall on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. And to get there, you're going to use the link, the Blackboard Collaborate link that is found in the middle school resource room. All of you middle school students should have a course on your dashboard called Middle School Resource Room. So we use that particular Blackboard Collaborate room to meet for study hall. I also have office hours, and I do those on Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9, and it's in the same place. I do it in the study hall room, so use the Blackboard Collaborate link in that middle school resource room if you need to see me during my office hours. Our live classes for Language Arts are going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2. Language Arts 7 is Tuesday and Thursday at 1. Geography is Tuesday and Thursday at 10. And U.S. History is Tuesday and Thursday at 9. So as you can see, my Tuesday and Thursday is really busy. And that leaves Monday and Wednesdays open for me to do grading and things like that, planning, grading, things that need to get done. The only other thing on the course homepage that you need is the syllabus. And at some point, I would like you to click that link, and that will open up the syllabus for you, and go ahead and read through that in your whatever time you have available. And that's the same in all my courses. Now, you might have noticed that that took us to that link, but to get back to Canvas, I'm going to hit the back button. That takes me right back to my home page. The next thing on the list is announcements, and that's where I'm going to put up anything that's very important for you to know. So for example, right now, I just have a welcome to Language Arts announcement and an announcement about assignments, quizzes, and tests. Now, this is an online class, so to keep the integrity of the online course, I typically do not allow you to redo assignments, quizzes, and tests. So you're going to want to make sure that you always do your studying ahead of time so that when you go in to submit an assignment or to take a quiz or to take an exam, that you are truly ready to go. Because whatever score you get is probably the score that's going to remain in the grade book. So you want to make sure that you're always prepared for those, not taking those before you're actually ready to take them. So if I need to cancel class because something came up or there's something going on, I'm at testing or something like that, I will put up an announcement and typically also email you and let you know that class is canceled and what I want you to do in lieu of coming to live class. So I will typically always let you know what to do. Next up is the modules tab. And actually, I'm going to switch over to student view. I should have done that right away, but I forgot to do that. Let's do that before we go into the modules tab. That way it'll look similar to what you see, which looks a little bit different than the instructor view. So the very first thing here is getting to know you. And what you're going to do in the modules tab is work your way straight down the list. So you're going to start here and you're going to work your way straight down. So getting to know you, you click on it and it simply says, welcome to Language Arts 8. I'm glad you are with me on this journey. To begin, I'd like to get to know you better. Please take some time to fill out the reading inventory. This will be your first assignment for the year. Click the next button and it'll take you to it says it's a quiz, but actually it's just questions so that I can get to know you. So when you're ready, you're going to click take the quiz. And then there are some questions there for you to answer. You're going to go ahead and answer them. And when you're all done at the bottom, you're going to submit your quiz. Okay? I'm not going to do that right now just because I'm in student view. And I'm not going to go ahead and take the time to do that. So let's go back to the modules tab because I want to point out a few things to you. First of all, anything that you see up against the margin is something that you need to read or complete, but it's not graded. So your Unit 1 overview, Unit 1 Lesson 1, Unit 1 Lesson 2, but then you're going to notice that this one looks different and it's indented. That is your clue in all of my courses that that is something that is graded. So the little rocket means that it's a quiz. So here's your first quiz. It's going to be on Unit 1, Lesson 2. So it's going to be on the treasure of lemon brown. And that, as you can see, is going to be due September 11th, and it's worth 29 points. So as you can see here, all of what you need for lessons and assignments are all found in the modules tab. I'm going to slowly scroll through this just so that you are able to see how many units there are. So semester 1 has 5 units in it. And we will finish up on January 24th of 2019. So everything that you need, all of what you have to do and complete is all found in the modules tab. And like I said before, you simply work your way from the top to the bottom, straight throughout the semester. The grades tab is next, and that's where you are always able to find all of your grades. Now, right now, you can see that there are no scores in. That's because we haven't started yet, but you can see every assignment that is going to be due for the entire semester, and they're in the grade book by due date. So your reading inventory is going to be due September 4th. Unit 1 Lesson 2 quiz is due September 11th. Unit 1 Lesson 3 quiz, September 14th. You can see all the way through. And it gives you the entire semester in your grade book. So if you scroll all the way down, you'll see the Unit 5 exam due January 24th is your last assignment. But there are things due every month as we work our way through the year. Now, right here where you see that little dash, that means that nothing has yet been submitted. When you have submitted it, if it's waiting for me to grade, you're going to see a little icon there. And that icon is to let you know that, yep, it's submitted, but Mrs. Milky hasn't had time to grade it yet. Once I grade it, that icon will turn to a number. And it'll tell you 10 out of 12, 6 out of 12, 12 out of 12, whatever it happens to be. So this is your total amount of points possible. And this is how many you scored out of that amount. You'll see this one's not worth any points. That's because it's extra credit. So you can help boost your grade with those assignments that are extra credit when they're not worth any points. If you get 6 out of 0, that'll help boost your grade up a little bit. So anyway, that's the grades tab. And finally, to come to live class, you're going to click on Blackboard Collaborate. So like I said, Language Arts 8 is going to be held on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. So at about 1:45 in the afternoon, about 15 minutes before your scheduled time class, Language Arts 7 is at 1 o'clock, U.S. History is at 9 o'clock, Geography at 10 o'clock, whatever one it happens to be, about 15 minutes before that class is supposed to start, log into the class and click on this Blackboard Collaborate link. And then to get into class, you simply click here on Language Arts 8 and you click Join. And that'll take you to a download session. You go ahead and click Save, and you're going to just replace it every time. And then down here, you're going to have to click on the download. So you go ahead and click there. That'll open up. We're going to let it just do its thing. It takes a minute to get into class, so let's just let it show. Because this is actually good, because when you log in for the first time, students get nervous because they think that it's not doing what it should be doing and it's not going fast enough. And actually, the first time you do it, it's rather slow. So maybe I should have done this before I came to the video, just so that it would have went a little bit faster for you in the video. Well, I'm going to let it just do its thing. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to just keep going with the orientation. And once it loads, we can always go back to that. So we're in courses right now. I want to show you the calendar also, because that's an interesting feature that I want to make sure that you understand how I do this. Okay, so now this is the next part that came up. Do you want to run this application? This is back to Blackboard Collaborate. And you are going to click Run. We're going to let it go again. And if it pops up, I'll just switch back over to Blackboard Collaborate, and then we'll talk about the calendar in a minute. But it appears it's going to take some time. So let's let that go. Back to the calendar. This is August. So let's switch over to September so that you can see how I do the calendar. And I do this the same way for all of my courses. So typically on Mondays and Wednesdays is where you're going to see the lesson that you need to complete. Tuesdays and Thursdays or Fridays is when you're going to see something that is due on the calendar. Now, I have all of you in live class on Tuesday and Thursday. So here's the deal. You could do class one of two ways. The first way you could do class is on Monday. You could go ahead and read Unit 1, Lesson 2, come to class on Tuesday and use the class more as a review of what you learned in the lesson. Or what some of my students do is they come to class on Tuesday, they learn about the lesson, then they go read the lesson on Wednesday, complete their assignment, come to class Thursday, and complete the other assignment on Friday. It doesn't matter to me. You have the whole week to work on the assignments. So it doesn't matter to me if you work on them on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, or if you work on them on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday. Doesn't make any difference to me. I have given you 5 days of work in 2 lessons. So typically about 50 pages of reading a week. I figure 10 pages each day of the week for you to read. So there's enough work for you to do all week, even though you're going to see 2 lessons. I hope that makes sense. If not, feel free to ask. The calendar is all set up for the entire semester for you, so you know what you're going to be doing every day. When you see work day, which you will see in all of my courses, that's a day where I will log into the online classroom at the regular time, but we won't have any new material being presented. It's time for you to work, and you can ask me questions. So it's kind of like an additional study hall or an additional office hour time where you can meet with me and ask me to look at your paper or your project, whatever it is that you're working on. So whenever you see Workday, feel free to stop in and see me at the regular class time and get some help if you need help. All right, it looks like my Blackboard Collaborate is ready to go. So I am going to go ahead and let that open up. So this is what our online classroom looks like. Now, when you get in here, you're going to actually see, I think your video box is probably over here. I choose to separate them out. It's easier for me. And your chat box is also going to be over there. Like I said, I just find it easier for me to separate them out. So I can see all of your chats over here and I can see who's talking over here. So right now I can't do anything as the test student in the room because I have no privileges. So once you come to class, I, as the instructor, will turn on your whiteboard tools and your microphones and all of that good stuff. So that is what the online classroom looks like for the first time that you come to class. I'm going to go ahead and go out of that. All right. The only other thing I want to go through with you is there is an inbox here, but I don't think I can actually get to it. Yeah, it doesn't function in the student view. So I'm going to just go ahead and leave student view and go back to my dashboard. But that particular inbox, when you click the inbox, it takes you to your internal email, which I could get to now because I'm logged in as me now. If you want to contact me, you simply click the compose a message, select what course you're in. So let's select Language Arts 8 and let's put in Milky and see what comes up. Yep, my name will, and actually Mrs. Milky will come up. That's me. You click my name, give it a title. Hello. Well, let's see. There we go. And then you can write me a message. Hi, Mrs. Milky. I have a question, ... And then you would sign it and you would tell me what your question is and you would click send. I'm going to click cancel just because we don't need to send it. Whenever you have messages from somebody, your messages will show up here in your inbox. So I think I have shared everything with you that I need. Ooh, let's do an assignment. We looked at a quiz. Let's look at an assignment real quick because they're a little bit different. So when you have an assignment to turn in, your first one here is going to be a compare-contrast essay. You can see here, ooh, let's go back to student view because it's going to look different. Let's go back, go to modules. Let's go down to that compare and contrast essay again because I want it to look like it'll look on your end. All right, so what you can see here is here's the rubric. This is how I'm going to grade you. So the paper compare and contrast items clearly, the paper points to specific examples. That'll get you 5 points. 5 points for organization, transitions, conventions. You can see all of that there. So you'll always know how you're being graded on your work. But it says place your comparison contrast essay in this drop box. So what you do is you click submit assignment and then you click where you saved it. Now, if you are using like Microsoft Word and you've saved it on your computer, then you're going to go find the file. If not, if you did it in Google Docs, which most of you probably will, then you're going to click here on website URL and you're going to put the URL in here for me. And then you're going to click submit assignment. Don't forget to share that Google Doc with me so that I can open it up. But so that's how you do it. You either upload it or you put in the website URL and then click submit assignment and it'll submit it to me. So let's go back again to the modules tab. I think I got everything for you. We know how to do a quiz. These are all lessons. We can just open up so you can see a lesson. Let's go on to a real lesson. So here's a real first lesson. It'll always give you what you're going to be learning about. and then you work your way straight down the lesson and just follow. So it'll have you go into your textbook and read some things. This is the same in language arts and in social studies. You will have a textbook for both. So it'll tell you what page or pages to read. It'll ask you some questions. It'll tell you a little bit more about what you're reading about. Ask you to think about some things as you're reading. When you get to the bottom, sometimes there's things for you to go check your ideas. So it says complete the Your Turn activity on page 9 and check your answers with this key. You click the link and it'll take you to the answer key. That means I'm not grading it. I just want you to know how you did trying it out. So lessons, assignments, everything, like I said, that you're going to need is in this modules tab. Anything that is graded is indented. Anything that is just a lesson to read through is going to be at the margin. So, like I said before, I think we have hit it all. And I think you are ready to go. But as always, if you get stuck throughout the semester, please remember that I am always available by email, by phone, whatever you find to be easiest to do or the fastest for you to do is fine with me. I try to answer all of your emails within 24 hours because I know you're waiting on me. Sometimes you'll get an answer immediately if I'm working on email at that particular time. But I do try to get back to you always within a day because and you're wanting an answer to move on. So that's language arts and social studies for 7th and 8th grade. Let me know if you need help. Here's to a great year. Have fun with it, and I'll see you in class.